And I will breaking news in the National Football League. Tom Brady has officially retired. Wow,
Has
it's
he
over.
really?
It's all over.
Get the hell out of here.
It is
with
all
this.
over. Tom Brady has announced his retirement this morning. It is in a tweet from Adam Schefter. You don't buy this? What do you?
Oh man, I don't.
Are you disappointed? Is that what you're saying?
No, I'm not saying I'm disappointed, but the reason I'm not buying this is because this is what we went through last year, right? Like I don't believe he's going out like this. I just can't.
I actually do. I buy this. I think this is one of those deals where Tom Brady is a guy that is. It's time, dude. Like it's absolutely time for Tom Brady, and I think this is the 100% the right move. And I think that there's no other way to get around it than to say you saw the end of the road here.
Yeah. I mean,
I mean, what he saw his performance declining.
Yeah, he's put out a video on Instagram talking about it. So yeah, I mean, wow, dude, I'm sort of at a loss for words because I guess I just wasn't expecting it. I'm not disappointed. I mean, the guy's obviously had a hell of a career. I mean, like I'm not sitting here saying that it was, the wrong time to retire. I mean, I never think that there's a wrong time per se, but wow. I guess you know what it is? I always envisioned sitting at home 2 weeks from now, watching Tom Brady win, what would that be, number 8 now or whatever it would have been, Super Bowls, and watching him give that, hey, I'm retiring speech on the field after you've just won a Super Bowl. That's what for whatever reason, that's what I had in my head. Like, that's how he was going to go out. He was going to go out having won and having, left at the top of his game. And it does surprise me just because he's a competitor, just knowing how much of a competitor he is. It does surprise me he's going out in this fashion. But,
But what I would say about that is I would say that Tom Brady's a guy who I hope that you appreciated him. And it's funny, we've talked about this a lot on the show. And that is that Tom Brady's a living legend. And I think that you have to appreciate the fact that Tom Brady is somebody who he changed the way that football was looked at. He changed the way that football was played. He set a new bar and a new level of excellence for performance in the National Football League, for longevity in the National Football League, a 7-time Super Bowl champion, a 5-time Super Bowl MVP. I mean, Tom Brady has set the bar for elite performances in professional sports. Tom Brady is an icon. Tom Brady is a legend. And what I always say about guys like Michael Jordan, this is what we've talked about ad nauseum with LeBron James. Listen, man, I hope you spent time appreciating Tom Brady as a professional athlete and the sacrifices he made, but also the elite level of performance that Tom Brady gave to us as football fans. Because I doubt that we will ever see a 7-time Super Bowl champion and a 5-time Super Bowl MVP ever again in our lifetimes. I can't believe that right now in the NFL we'll ever see that level of performance, simply because the longevity of that is just so difficult to achieve. He's a guy that when you look at him, he's 45 years old, still playing in the National Football League at a pretty high level. We're sitting here talking about a guy in Tom Brady, who the San Francisco 49ers and the Oakland Las Vegas Raiders would love to have as their quarterback this coming season. But now this morning, Tom Brady has announced that he has retired from the National Football League, and this is transformative. This is history, man. Like, this is a big deal. And what I would ask you to share in the comments is, what are your memories of Tom Brady now? What is his legacy to you? Because Tom Brady's legacy to me is, far and away, I believe that Tom Brady is the greatest professional athlete that I have ever seen. I believe that Tom Brady is the single greatest quarterback in the history of professional football. I will remember him for things like the tuck rule. I will remember him for leaving New England to go to Tampa Bay and then not only thriving but dominating in Tampa Bay, taking them back to a Super Bowl. Those are the kind of moments I will remember. I will remember the knee injury. I will remember the comeback from that. I will remember all the talk about Tom Brady. Unfortunately, Tom Brady's divorce, the impact that had on him. If Tom Brady never gets divorced, is he still an NFL football player? My guess is that he would be, but he's not, right? That conversation we all had last year about blaming Giselle and the heat she took and all of those things. That's the brand of Tom Brady, because Tom has become bigger than the National Football League. Tom Brady has become much more in our lives as sports fans than a quarterback. He's become an icon of sports. He's become a mythical figure in the grand scheme of things. And I think it's very difficult that when you look at Tom Brady, that you see anything other than greatness. Obviously, we're going to talk about Spygate. Obviously, we're going to talk about deflating footballs. Obviously, we're going to talk about how there's a lot of people who believe Tom Brady cheated his way to Super Bowls. Well, guess what? I'm not here for that. I'm a guy that believes Tom Brady is a 7-time Super Bowl champion, and there's no taking that away. You don't win 5 Super Bowl MVPs by taking air out of footballs. I just don't believe that. You don't win your 7th Super Bowl championship at an advanced age in your 40s. He won a 7th Super Bowl in his 40s in a different city if you are not just an elite professional. And I think we all recognize his physical being, his actual body is elite. I think we all know that. What he's done nutritionally, what he's done in the weight room, what the guy has done just in general to keep his body at a level where he can perform in the National Football League is elite. But what this guy has done to be ready to play, to watch that film, to study those teams, to understand what the defense is trying to do to him, that to me is what Tom Brady and is what makes Tom Brady so elite. In my mind, that's what makes it so amazing. Jake professes that there is a video of Tom Brady ready to go. Here is Tom Brady announcing his retirement.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. You only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
Wow, well done,
Dude.
Well done. An icon of sports is now retired. Tom Brady has announced his retirement, as you saw right there. Jake, your reaction to that video and just your thoughts on Tom Brady retiring?
Yeah, I mean, clearly this is different. Having seen that video, you can see the emotion in his face. You can see the struggle and the pain. And I think that it's what we see. When something great has come to an end, you've seen it with every great athlete, specifically in football, but I think really in sports, like when someone puts out a video like this, like the one we just played, talking about that and speaking directly to people, like looking you right in the eye, saying I'm retiring, he's not coming back. And it's really. It's a great career, obviously, Hall of Fame, one of, if not the greatest quarterback, athlete, guy, of all time. And I just look at it and I say, man, like this is somebody that I grew up with. This is yet another one of my guys who is done now. Like obviously when I look around the sports landscape, like Kobe's gone, Tom is now retired. Bron is coming to the end, even though yesterday he said he's going to play for a couple more years or whatever. You know, so like you see the greats are moving on. And I'm telling you, you have to appreciate greatness while it's here. Like, it is unfortunate that he didn't go out on top, right? In the sense that I would have loved to have seen this guy get to a new situation, you know, specifically the 49ers situation, and just go after it and chase it. But I also understand and I empathize with the guy. I mean, this guy is sitting clearly on the beach alone in wherever this is, Tampa, I guess that'd be, or Miami, or wherever the hell he is in Florida, and just speaking on it. And I respect it. I respect it. And it continues to send the message that you have to appreciate greatness while it's in front of you and while it's on display, because it's not going to be there forever. So for all those people who don't, you know, appreciate what LeBron's doing or don't appreciate what certain individuals are doing, like this should, you know, stand as a message. And I think that Tom is universally respected. And, you know, I have to say, I am really excited to see his work post-career. I think he is somebody that, you know, much like, you know, Kobe was doing after his career, or some of the greats have done after their careers. You know, I think he could really be elite in the booth, or in as an analyst, or whatever really he wants to do. So he's not gone forever or off the radar, but it just sucks that he's not on the football field anymore. And hopefully he's not one of these guys that is just mediocre or just another talent on TV. I really hope that he's dynamic and transformative, and people really look forward to seeing him every week. And by the way, I think it's going to be a long-ass offseason for him. I imagine we won't hear from him much this offseason, that he would take that time to just accept the fact that it's over, you know, because that's hard to do.
Yeah, I think, you know, it's interesting reading people's reactions. There's a lot of people who don't believe he will stay retired. I think he's done. I think you don't retire 2 years in a row on February 1st, which, by the way, he made his retirement announcement last year on February 1st. I think it's over. And I want to play this video again because I think it's really important, because this is a guy that, you know, I hope, again, I don't mean to be redundant. I hope you appreciate who this guy is. I hope you, and I know there's a lot of people that hate Tom Brady. I am not that guy. I am so appreciative that I got to see Tom Brady, the greatest quarterback in the history of professional football. I got to watch him perform at his peak, and I got to see somebody do something we've never seen before. So I want to play this video again, and I just want to read your comments. So start dropping your comments on Tom Brady's retirement while you listen to him in his own words.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. Like, you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
Man, the raw emotion.
And the timing, when you think about the divorce and everything that he went through before this past season had taken place, like it's just interesting because he retires last year, as you just said, and then all this stuff with Giselle happens. They get divorced. They part ways. He plays this season, and now he's retiring anyway. And that to me, when I think about that to me is a competitor and maybe even as a man. Like I don't know if he has regrets over that, or if that's part of the pain he feels, because it kind of, you know, and again, I don't know if it's true or not that that's how it feels, but it does kind of seem like, you know, just looking at how painful it is for him, like it kind of seems like, man, like maybe, you know, did I make the right decision with the timing of my retirement last year? Should I have stuck to that retirement, and maybe would things have gone differently?
I mean, that's tough. I mean, I think it's awfully difficult to comment on his marriage now. I think that it is, you could see it during the season that Tom was frustrated. He was not the version of himself he wanted to be. And I think we all saw that, whether that's yelling, screaming, throwing things, but on a different level. Because he had turned into that guy, I think, over probably the last 5 seasons. We saw Tommy really like yelling at people and throwing, iPads and stuff much more than we had seen previously. But I just thought this year he played with a certain frustration. And then he talked about the toll that his divorce took on him. And I think we talked about it on the show. How can you're Tom Brady, you've played 23 years in the NFL, and the 23rd year reportedly cost you your marriage. How can that not take a toll on you on the field?
Yeah.
Imagine, and I'm a big believer in empathy and compassion. Imagine the worst days of your marriage. You know how difficult it was just to focus on things if you've been through that. I can't imagine trying to play professional football and try to navigate the waters of a difficult marriage. I just can't imagine that. And to think about his kids and to think about his off-field life, it had to be incredibly difficult, and I just give him a lot of credit for that. I think he is the greatest professional athlete ever.
Yeah.
I think he is the most successful professional athlete ever. The conversation about best quarterback, that was over years ago. Tom Brady is the greatest quarterback in the history of professional football, and I don't even know that that's arguable. Teddy Wayman says, I will forever love and appreciate Tom as a lifelong Pats fan. He's been a blessing to watch. Greatest of all time, and it ain't close. Peace out, man, and see you on Fox.
Yeah.
Teddy Wayman, thanks for the $10 tip, my man. I appreciate that. Tanner Plummer, as usual, Brady ain't no Gardner Minshew, but he'll do.
Yeah, give it a few days.
Yeah. Let's give it a few days. Mr. Vargas, TB, single best athlete? I don't think so. Best at quarterback ever? Yes. I don't know anybody in professional sports who played 23 years in their given sport, won 7 championships and 5 Super Bowl MVPs. I don't know who that would be.
The closest one right now would be Braun. And he's not even at 23 years yet.
But I mean, the easy comparison is Michael Jordan. But I don't even think Michael Jordan has done what Tom did.
No.
He didn't play as long. I mean, I think those are the only 2 that are even in the conversation. I think that's it. San Diego State, Glenn says, yeah, 7 Super Bowl wins is crazy. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy. Teddy says, man, that video hit different. Yes, it did.
Jordan only played 15 seasons, and I say only, right? I mean, that's an incredible career. But when we're talking about Tom Brady, the thing that I think that people don't put enough weight on is the longevity. I mean, you're talking about someone 23 years in the NFL. That's not even talking about Michigan or high school or Pee-wee or like this dude has spent every waking second of his entire life to this point working on football. Do you understand? And I know this might seem obvious, but I think it really matters, and I think it's why it's so crushing for guys to say, hey, I'm done. Do you understand how difficult it is to do the same thing for like 20 years plus and then wake up the next day? Like quite literally, you're waking up one day and you no longer have meetings in quarterback rooms and game plans and film and all this stuff that you do that is required to be a great quarterback. Like, you don't have any of that anymore. You're sitting in front of the tube with a cup of coffee at 10 in the morning wondering what the hell you're going to do with the day.
But I also think, there's some financial implications, and I'm sure that financially Tom Brady's fine, but he lost tens of millions of dollars to FTX. Like, in that whole collapse of FTX, he and Giselle both lost a ton of money in that. I mean, he's had a rough couple of years. And Jeff Darlington from ESPN reported this morning that Tom Brady informed the Bucs at 6 a.m. he'd be retiring. And to his credit, Jeff Darlington has been saying that Tom Brady was telling his friends, hey, I'm either going back to Tampa to play for the Bucs or I'm retiring. And nobody around him believed him. And now you find out this morning that Tom Brady told the Bucs at 6 a.m., hey, I'm out. And what do you know? It turns out to be true that Tom Brady absolutely retired this morning. And he was either going to go back to Tampa or he was retired. And now we find out that he's retired.
Well, and I think it's really interesting. I look at, the landscape in the NFL, and you had this whole Sean Payton situation play out yesterday, right? And D'Amico Ryans and all that. And Sean Payton particularly was interesting now when I see Tom Brady retiring, because Sean Payton took a year off, basically. I mean, yeah, he did some studio work or whatever. He did some TV work.
Right.
But this is somebody who is one of the greatest head coaches around the league, and he needed a year off. And so I'm just telling you guys, the biggest thing here is not that he won 7 championships or that he played 23 years or all the accomplishments. That's one side of it. But I'm talking about the human side of this thing, where these guys, the greats in the NFL specifically, the greats of the NFL have an incredibly difficult time leaving the game because it is such a flow, because of the way the league works. You play once a week, but the rest of the week is filled with all kinds of stuff, and they love that stuff. All these guys, I can't name names off the top of my head, but there have been numerous guys who have retired who have said, yeah, the best part of playing in the NFL wasn't even Sundays. The best part was the moments in the locker room or film study with the boys or you know what I mean? So that's where I empathize with Tom and with a lot of these guys where it's dude, I hope that Tom Brady, can get through this phase of it in a relatively efficient and, for lack of a better word, easy manner. Because it's really difficult, man. It's not easy. And you rarely see Tom Brady in that kind of emotional place.
Yeah, let's play it again because it's gravitational. Here's Tom Brady announcing his retirement on Instagram.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. You only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
God damn, the emotion is amazing. And then I want you to see this tweet from my guy Field Yates, who I worked with at ESPN and is a brilliant analyst. Look at these numbers that he's got here. These are Tom Brady's numbers by decade, by age of decade. So in his 20s, 21,500 yards passing, 147 touchdowns, 3 Super Bowls. In his 30s, 40,000 yards passing, 309 touchdowns, 2 Super Bowls. In his 40s, 27,632 passing yards, 193 touchdowns, 2 Super Bowls. In his 40s. Yeah. Tom Brady in his 40s outplayed Tom Brady in his 20s. And he's right. Look at that last line. A Hall of Fame resume in each one of his decades.
I agree with that 100%.
Tom Brady in his 20s, 30s, and 40s individually was a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
I mean, he's the greatest. He is the single greatest professional athlete. I don't even mind saying he's the greatest professional athlete I've ever seen. Yeah. He's the greatest athlete I've ever seen. And it's amazing what he's done. Tom Brady announces his retirement this morning. And it's remarkable that I think it's over. This bit of breaking news is brought to you by our good friends at Barbecue Pit Stop. bbqpitstop.com. Check out any of their 5 Utah locations from Logan, Layton, Lehigh, St. George, and our good friends in Murray on State Street. You know, when you hear the words Barbecue Pit Stop, you're getting the best equipment in the world of barbecue. Barbecue Pit Stop. You need those spices, rubs, wing dust, sauces, Barbecue Pit Stop, bbqpitstop.com. All of the accessories, whether that's a cover for your Traeger grill. Oh, my God. They're releasing a new ironwood.
Let's go.
Guess who's got it? Barbecue Pit Stop. BarbecuePitstop.com, bbqpitstop.com. Look on their Instagram. Look on their YouTube. They've got a full preview of the new Ironwood series from Traeger, bbqpitstop.com. Chat with them online. You make sure you tell them, hey, I heard about you on the Monty Show. B, where can I get that asado seasoning that Monty won't shut up about at bbqpitstop.com. Your reactions this morning to Tom Brady retiring. I think it's remarkable. Talking with Raphael says that's good for him. Hopefully he can get Giselle back.
I don't think so. I don't think
so.
I just don't think that that's the, and I don't know, Raphael, if you're trolling with that or if you're being serious, but I don't genuinely think that that's probably what he wants. I think that Tom very much has cleaned house here, if you think about it. I mean, you've moved on from Giselle, and that was a very frustrating time for you, and now you're moving on from football as a player. Now, obviously, he has all this runway in front of him as a broadcaster, and there's a lot here.
Anything he wants to be.
Really, right, quite literally anything he wants to be, and I think while that's great in concept, it's daunting in reality, because what do you want to do? Well, I want to go throw a football because that's what I've always done.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm passionate about sitting at a desk talking about football. I don't know if I'm passionate about making movies or starting a vegan line or what. I don't know. You know what I mean? Like, and I'm sure he's got plans. I'm not selling the guy short, certainly. I'm sure he's got plans. I'm sure he, knows what he's going to do. All the greats usually have, all that laid out, a couple years ahead of time. Like, I'm sure he's got plans, but I don't know. A big part of me just empathizes with this guy, man. Like, this is the guy that I grew up with. Like, I feel like so often on the show, we're talking about dudes that you watched as a kid. And I'm like, cool. I never got to watch that guy. I don't, it's just not part of my lifetime. And this is somebody who was part of my lifetime. This is somebody who I remember eating turkey watching this dude. I remember, all the Super Bowls. I remember sitting in Phoenix in a house that we renovated in this nice-ass $1 million neighborhood at a dude's house with a big-ass TV on the wall, watching Tom go down 28-0 against Matt Ryan and the Falcons. And then being there like, damn, dude, what are we doing here? It's 28-0 at halftime. And then coming out in the second half and just destroying them. And it was one of the greatest football times ever. Because guess what? Everyone seems to hate Tom Brady until Tom Brady does the great thing. Until Tom Brady unites everyone and is like, holy cow, this guy just went torched earth on Matt Ryan and the Falcons and took that thing off, took the ring literally off their finger. You know what I mean? So that's why I say I'm not really here for, the Gardner Minshew references or any of this trolling stuff. Save that for tomorrow. You want to hate on this guy tomorrow? I'm with it. It's cool. I get it. But not today. Let this moment breathe. Let this moment impact you, because it's not we're not going to get a retirement on this level, in my opinion, until LeBron retires. That would be the next big, sports landscape, all earth-shattering name to retire would be LeBron. So I'm telling you guys, don't enjoy it per se, but really soak it up, because we're not going to hear from this guy nearly as much.
Yeah, I think it's really remarkable. It's really remarkable. It is, man. Kay Nurin says he was always a must-watch player. Yes, as we talk about Tom Brady retiring. Eric and Raleigh says, look, I'm not here for serious sports talk, LMAO.
Uh-huh.
I know, but it's, I don't know how to describe my feeling right now. I'm not a Tom Brady fan, but I'm a little misty over Tom Brady retiring.
Yeah, as you should be.
I mean, it's significant. This is a big moment in time. It's a big moment in time. San Diego State says this was worth waking up early. Try Hanks, Tommy. Exactly. Sean Mirazinski, Brady is gone. Let's go. Very good QB. Nobody will be as dominant as Brady. I agree. Jeff Johnson says, sup, bros. Just done with day one working this fine touche at Vaza before work. Let's go. Get after it. Boyd Lake says, happy for Tommy, sad for me. Exactly right. Miko Tuminen. Miko, good morning. Brady is the greatest football player ever, yes, but not the greatest athlete. American football is quite niche sport outside of the U.S. MJ, LeBron, and a few soccer players are way ahead of him globally.
Who's got 7 championships in their given profession?
Yeah, I don't know. Who's got 7 World Cups? Who's got 7? Like in world football, I don't think soccer. I don't think you're not. I mean, who's got 7? Who's got 7 Champions Leagues?
Look at Messi. Look at Messi. Everyone said, "Oh my God, Messi finally got a World Cup."
Yeah,
1. He got 1. Tom has 7 World Cups in his given profession. Like, let's not disrespect this guy.
And he's 45 years old in his 23rd season.
Don't talk to me about how the National Football League is not a global sport. Anyone notice what's coming up on the calendar next year? You have, I think it's 6 international games next year.
Yeah.
Like this sport is global. They sell out
It
Wembley.
is. Yeah.
Like, this is not some joke. This is not some like little thing.
Whew. Yeah, it's a big deal. This is Tom Brady, as if you're just tuning into the show this morning. Tom Brady has announced his retirement, and it's pretty remarkable. I think there is. I don't know. Am I wrong? I think there's some indifference to his achievements in the comment section this morning.
People don't want to give Tom Brady the credit he deserves because he played football instead of playing soccer, let's say, on a global stage.
But I also think there's some of this that is nobody will ever give him the credit he deserves because he was good. He beat your team. Like, you'll always find a reason to hate on him. The best of the best are always hated on. I mean, it is what it is. That's the way this world works, I think. Tom Brady should be above that. I mean, his statistics alone are incredible. You know, like it is. I mean, I don't know. Again, I don't know that we'll ever see anybody do what Tom Brady did. Yeah. And now that he's retired, we can talk about him in those terms. Yeah. You know, like it is. Teddy Wayman says, "I didn't think I was going to get this emotional today."
I'm telling you, it's not.
It's like, a big deal.
Tom Brady is one of those guys that it doesn't matter how you feel about Buddy. What matters is he's one of the best, if not the best athlete of all time by anyone's measure. And you're losing a titan of sport. Like that's the reality of the situation. And I'm not going to sit here and try to say that a guy like Patrick Mahomes is going to fill in for Tom Brady. There's no filling in for Tom Brady. Like, with all due respect to today's great quarterbacks, like Joe Burrow, Patrick Mahomes, Josh Allen, like, these guys are great quarterbacks, but they're not Tom Brady. You know, you're talking about a guy who was just an icon, a legend, a hammer. Like he was the face of the. You think about football, Tom Brady's the first guy you think of.
Yes.
Like, and I don't care who your team is. You know. So like, it's emotional, it's impactful because he is such a big deal. And yeah, I guess I do take a little offense to saying that somehow he's not, one of the best on the planet, because he is. Like, the difference between soccer and the National Football League? Oh. Soccer isn't nearly as physical as the National Football League. It's physical, right? Like, guys get knocked down, like, and I'm not even making any jokes about guys who dive in soccer. I'm not really here for that part of it. Like, all I'm saying is that, like, specifically the English Premier League is really physical. Messi doesn't want to play in the Premier League for that exact reason. But I got news for you. Tom was at the top of his profession in a league where people have brain damage. And you want to say that he's not one of the best in the world. That's where you lose me, because he is.
Yeah, I think he is. Mapes, good morning to you. Would have loved a swan song in San Fran, but he got to go out on his terms. He will never be topped. I would agree with that. Jacob Satterthwaite, hope I'm getting that right, Jake. I used to really hate Tom Brady. Once he came to the Bucs, I realized TB12 was human. I now respect the heck out of him.
Yeah.
I think that's very well said.
And I think a lot of people went through that experience with Tom, too, which is also another side of the conversation. I mean, this guy impacted so many generations of people, which I also think is a very underrated part of the conversation. You know, you have athletes like, who impacted your generation but never touched mine. Tom Brady has touched, like, what would it be, like 4 generations?
Yeah.
At least? Like, that's a lot of people, man.
It's pretty remarkable. Giggity, good morning to you. Has there been another all-time great accused of cheating as much as Tommy? Haters going to hate. Probably not.
Yeah, probably
Michael
not.
Jordan. Michael Jordan. Boyd Lake says, Cray Giselle not coming back. No. I mean, no, man. No. You know, let's see. Eric and Raleigh says, a bit of trolling, but in reality, what I really hope for him is the best regardless. How much I hated him, that he wasn't playing for my team and doing great teams for and doing great for other teams. Yeah, totally.
Yeah.
Totally. I mean, unbelievable. Teddy agrees with you. Riley O'Brien says he absolutely is the best. Boyd Lake says it's a sobering day, no doubt. It really isn't that right, Boyd? Isn't it? It's like a slap in the face. Like Tom Brady's never going to snap another football.
Yeah.
That's crazy because Tom Brady, I think, recognizes that you can't continue to retire and unretire. It damages you. And I think he knows it's time.
Yeah.
It's time. He has dodged bullets his entire career. I think it is. Yeah, I think it's over. I do. Eric and Raleigh says it's literally the end of an era. He was the last connection to the early 2000s NFL.
Yes.
I don't think there's anybody else in his draft class playing.
Yeah.
I'm pretty certain there was a feature on him on that. Kanai says, nope, still hated him, but can't hate his dominance over the past 20 years, but still don't like him. That's fair.
That's fine. I'm fine with that. I
that's
can appreciate that.
Yep. Yusuf says, greetings, guys.
What's up, man?
Greetings. Well, Riley O'Brien has the answer for who the greatest athlete all time, and his name is John Cena.
Attaboy, Riley.
Gage Carter says Robert Horry has 7 rings. Come on now. Come on. Kanai Johnson says Horry has 7. Bill Russell has 11. Is anybody going to compare Tom Brady's 7 rings to the Celtics?
No.
All those great Red Auerbach
like,
Celtics teams. You can't.
What modern day fan actually watched Bill Russell play basketball? This is what I mean with Tom Brady. This is what I'm talking about.
Yeah.
Every modern
crazy.
day fan has seen Tom Brady play, and that really matters.
He's a listen, dude. He's a 7-time Super Bowl champion. He is a 5-time Super Bowl MVP, and I think he's got 3 MVPs.
Yeah,
3 NFL MVPs. Like, there's nobody that's ever going to have that resume again.
No.
I can't believe. And he was always the best player on his team every single year. And it's the NFL. That's right, Anton. The World Cup is every 4 years. Yeah.
I'm saying it's just a bad comparison.
It's a bad comparison.
It is a bad, tired, weak comparison.
You can't compare soccer to the NFL. And if you're going to compare Ronaldo, Messi, whoever you want to compare, Pele, they don't have the resume he has. Winning La Liga championships is not impressive when it's compared to the NFL.
It's soft.
If somebody had been the best player for 20 years and won 7 Premier League titles, okay. If they had defied odds, okay. But that guy, or maybe Erling Haaland, but how long is he going to be at City? There's already talk of him going to Barcelona. Like,
you see what I mean, though? These guys, they go into the Premier League for like a cup of coffee and then they leave.
And please don't come at me with PSG, bro. Like, the League One is a joke. Like, nobody's done what Tom Brady's doing.
Yeah.
The NFL it's impossible to stay healthy that long.
The only other guy that should even be in the same category as Tom, or even in the same discussion, would be like a Lewis Hamilton. F1, highest class in the world. And everyone says, oh, well, they're not athletes. It's a race car. F1's one of the most physical sports in the world nobody talks about.
It is about longevity with Lewis. I would agree with that. I mean, Jordan's in the conversation because the physical beating that the NBA was in the 80s and 90s.
Yeah.
You have to look at that.
Yeah.
And he's got 6 rings.
But do you see how at least like with Jordan or like Lewis Hamilton, you can be like, okay, we've got longevity. You've got top class, best of their sport for like 20 years. Like you have those same sort of shades that Tom has. The difference, though, for me The thing that separates him is the NFL is the most physical sport in the world. I just don't think you can get away from that. Like, even with all due respect to Jordan and Jordan rules and the Pistons and like the beating that he took, that's nothing compared to the NFL, man. And that's why I say, like, I think it does disservice and it is disrespectful to be comparing NFL football and Tom Brady's dominance over that sport to soccer, because soccer's not nearly as physical. And guys don't play in the EPL for 20 years, which, in my opinion, and I think most people's opinion, and I'm no soccer expert, but I think most people would say the EPL is the best league in the world. Yep. And, it's just disrespectful.
Breaking news this morning, Tom Brady has announced his retirement on Instagram. And, usually we'd be doing Football 50 at this point, but, I think this is a transcending story.
Yeah.
With Tom retiring. Listen to Tom Brady. Here's his video announcing his retirement.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. Like, you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
Wow.
Dude.
Tom Brady announces his retirement. That video and this story presented by our good friends at Papa Murphy's Pizza. Make sure you download the mobile app. Papa Murphy's Pizza, super easy to use. Get the meatball marinara, friends, because it's only for a limited time. I love the meatball marinara. I tell you about it every day. And obviously the pizza is second to none. I think we all know Papa Murphy's for great pizza. I feel like somebody died. He's not dead. He just retired.
No. Tom Brady, the football player, is dead.
Yeah, that just over.
Buddy
like watching
on the turf,
that.
Buddy in the Falcons game, Buddy is a Tampa Bay Buck. That dude's gone. Like, let's be clear, he's gone. Now we have Tom Brady, the broadcaster, for now. And again, like I said, I think it's really crucial that Tom Brady gets onto that next thing relatively soon. I'm not saying it's tomorrow or next week, but I'm saying of...
Why did he announce it today, though? We'll talk about that after we tell you about the chicken artichoke from Papa Murphy's Pizza.
Papa Murphy's presents How to Change the Way You Pizza. Step 1, carefully knead dough. Step 2, artfully spread sauce. Step 3, add fresh mozzarella and assemble toppings. Step 4, realize we already did all that for you, so all you have to do is bake it. Right now, get the Chicken Bacon Artichoke Pizza with creamy garlic sauce on a thin, crispy crust for just $9.99. Papa Murphy's, change the way you pizza.
Use the promo code Monty25 to get 25% off your purchase of the Chicken Bacon Artichoke at Papa Murphy's Pizza. I would download the mobile app. It's super easy to use. You can order it. You can literally order Papa Murphy's Pizza. You can get the Chicken Bacon Artichoke. Their thin crust, by the way, is really good. I'm a traditional crust, barbecue sauce. Drop your toppings on it. Get the meatball marinara. Use the promo code Monty25, and then it's going to say what time you want to pick it up. 5:30. What? But it's only 7 o'clock. 5:30. Order it. It'll be ready for you on the to-go rack at 5:30. It's one of the greatest, easiest ways to make your dinner for you and the family tonight. Papa Murphy's Pizza. Use the promo code Monty25 as we talk about breaking news this morning. Tom Brady has retired from the National Football League. Would love your reaction to that. Obviously, this story has been dominant. Let's spend 15 more minutes on it and get to the Jazz after that. But I think when you're looking at Tom Brady, again, I will say I think he's the greatest professional athlete ever. I think Tom Brady it's not even a conversation. He's the greatest quarterback ever, the greatest football player ever. I think he should go in the Hall of Fame this summer. There's no reason to wait. Put Tom Brady in the Hall of Fame right now. There's no reason to wait. He's the single greatest professional football player ever. Put him in the Hall of Fame this summer. I think the timing of this, you have to give Tom Brady credit for that. He did not do it the last week of the season. He did not do it the last night of the season. He did it on Pro Bowl week. He didn't do it week of the Super Bowl. He did it on Pro Bowl week.
Yeah, respect.
Because he's not taken away from the Super Bowl. I would assume Tom Brady is going to work for Fox at the Super Bowl. But the reason that he did it now is because, one, it gives certainly Tampa, who we now know, based on Jeff Darlington's tweet this morning from ESPN, we now know that Tom Brady was having conversations with Tampa about returning. There you see Jeff Darlington. Tom Brady informed the Bucs today at 6 a.m. he'd be retiring. He had mentioned for a bit now, Brady's, for months it implied to many close to him, that it was going to be better. That it was either going to be a return to Tampa or retirement. Tough for many to believe, including those close to him. So let me say what I couldn't read. Jeff Darlington has been saying for a couple of months that Tom Brady was telling people, including Tampa, the people close to him, I'm either going to play for the Tampa Bay Bucs or I'm going to retire. Tom Brady informed the Bucs this morning at 6 a.m. he was retiring. And I think it's incredibly important for the Bucs to move on. They've made significant changes on their coaching staff, including Byron Leftwich, the offensive coordinator. I think it's incredibly important for San Francisco and Las Vegas to be able to move on.
Mm-hmm.
This is just really well done by Tom Brady. It was a 51-second video. It was not 10 minutes, a soliloquy. It was 51 seconds.
But my God, it felt like a long time. Listening to him speak, listening to him go through that. And and I hope this serves as how to handle a situation properly to guys like Aaron Rodgers, to guys who have great careers, who are coming to that point where retirement is on the radar at any given time. And I just hope that guys handle it the right way. I think you make great points there. Pro Bowl week, not the week of the Super Bowl. He did it in a way that, allows Tampa to operate properly. You're not screwing over the organization that, you came to sort of move on from the New England chapter of your career. You did it the right way. And I think I look forward. I hope that Tom does work for Fox during the Super Bowl. I really do. I hope we see him.
I'm pretty certain he's not going to disappear.
No, I don't think he'll disappear, but I don't think that we should just assume that this guy is going to just be front and center and be out with it. I think that we all think we know Tom, but I don't think any of us know Tom. I don't the Darlington tweet kind of spells that out. He had been saying, hey, I'm thinking about it, it's coming, and nobody would believe him. So I don't know. I just want to do right by the guy and give him the chance and give him time to just do whatever it is he needs to do, because it's not some easy task.
Yeah, let's run through it real quick. We really want your comments on it. Just your general thoughts on Tom Brady. Anything you want to add, please feel free to let it rip in the comments. Roger Sales, a member of the program. Appreciate you being here, Roger. He says, I'm a Chargers fan, and he always kept the Chargers out of the playoffs.
Yep.
And the Super Bowl.
Yeah,
that
man.
He did.
Yeah.
You're saying you can't compare soccer to the NFL, but you all are comparing it. We're not comparing it. There's no comparison to it.
Yeah.
I don't think you can compare the two. I really don't. Geoff says, no one will ever have the resume again because QBs will never be that healthy again with the new era of running QBs.
Great point, man.
That is a great point, Jeff.
Dude.
I think we talk about it a lot. I'm a big proponent of, my guy, Justin Herbert.
Yep.
Stand in the pocket and deliver the football.
Yep.
And yet Justin still had labrum surgery and he has broken ribs we didn't know about.
Mm-hmm.
Right? It's incredibly difficult to play 10 years in this league, let alone 23.
Well, and I think the thing with Tom's game, young Tom Brady did run a bit, but he didn't run anywhere near to what these guys are doing now. Tom would never do that.
The knee injury early really limited his mobility.
Yeah.
So we'll see. Maybe Muhammad Ali. Could be. Court McMullen says, do you think there's any chance he pulls a Favre and unretires again?
Nah.
I don't think so. I really don't think so. I don't see that because I think Tom is not about himself. I think Tom Brady is acutely aware of the impact he has on his life and the people around him, including his sons. who are now coming into adolescence and are really, they're at that important formative stage of their lives. Tom knows that. He's talked about that. I think going through that divorce, I don't think Tom Brady unretires. I think Tom Brady is ready to get his life in order. I mean, he is quite literally able to do whatever he wants. He's got the world in the palm of his hands because of his financial status. Like, I just don't see him ever needing to play football again. And I think what Tom Brady is telling you today is football's hard at 40, 43 or whatever he is.
Yeah.
And football is hard and it hurts. And I think Tom Brady is acutely aware of the sacrifice that he's made to stay in the game.
Yeah.
It's just remarkable. Kenai Johnson, which trophy is going to be named after TB12? Sucks to say it, but he's earned that at least. The MVP trophy, maybe. Could be. Yeah, could be. It's Tommy, then Jordan, in my opinion. I agree with that, Teddy says. And I'm a Chicago guy, and I take Tom Brady. Let's see. Talking with Raphael says, no offense, but I thought Jake was the first one to compare soccer to the NFL. Well, I mean, I think what we've done this morning is say, okay, well, here's why you can't compare soccer to the NFL.
Yeah.
The World Cup's once every 4 years, et cetera.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know why you guys are dying on this hill. Like, we're getting comments about, soccer versus the NFL. So when my opinion is you can't compare the two, I'm going to spell out exactly why we shouldn't be doing disrespect to Tom Brady by comparing the two. So you guys can keep commenting about it if you want to, but the reality is it's a talk show. Like, we need to explain things, would you prefer us just to say, yeah, you can't compare it and move on to the next comment?
Yeah.
Well, no, that's not what a good talk show does. A good talk show is going to espouse about how and why you shouldn't be comparing the two.
Yeah,
I
I know we have a lot of soccer fans on this show. I am one of them. Thank you, Enzo. Good, welcome to Chelsea Football Club, Enzo. I'm a huge soccer fan. You cannot compare the NFL to soccer. You can't. It's not a slight. I just think they're two completely different things. Mesh says, what about LeBron as a comparison to Tom Brady? Longevity and dominating still at the age of 38, but he hasn't won.
Yeah, that's the difference.
He hasn't won. He is not even in the same conversation.
These stats are cute, right? The all-time scoring record's neat.
The assist thing last night, moving past Steve Nash, and that's all cool.
Those are career accolades, but you haven't won enough.
Yeah.
And by the way, the other thing that hurts you too, LeBron, is it's one thing if you haven't won enough because you just simply haven't had the opportunity to win, but you've had the opportunity to win. What has he been to? 10 finals or whatever it's been?
And I think the culture of the NBA, this team hopping thing, the fact that he's been to Miami, Cleveland, LA, he's chased championships. Tom Brady is a Patriot, and then he won a Super Bowl with the Tampa Bay Buccaneers.
And I think it's important, though, that the Buccaneers Super Bowl proved it wasn't about Belichick. It proved that it was about Tom. 4,700
yards and 25 touchdowns this year. He's going out on top. I mean, he's still one of the best quarterbacks in the league.
Yeah.
I think was it only 9 interceptions or something like that. Roger Sales says now he will be on Fox every football weekend, probably. Tanner says no MLS is the best league in the world. Stop. Yusuf says, I don't really know much about the NFL, but I know Tom Brady is the greatest. I love it.
That's all you need to know.
OG says soccer players might not get the ship beat out of them, but it's a very physical game where there's not a million timeouts or the coach being able to talk in your helmet and strategize. Well, I think the Premier League is a physical game.
Yeah.
I think that is a physical brand of soccer. I think MLS is AA. I just think it's minor league sports. It's why every has-been Premier League player comes over and dominates. I think when you look at the European leagues, League One, La Liga, Premier League. I mean, they're just not. There's the Premier League. That's it. You look at Serie A. Serie A is not a serious contender to the Premier League. They're not. I mean, guys go over there I could get into it. You look at Salah for Liverpool. Couldn't cut it at Chelsea. Went to Serie A, and then comes back to the Premier League with Liverpool and is a dominant player. You go to one of these Bundesliga. You go to League One. Neymar is a joke. Neymar's a joke. he never, in my opinion, has even gotten close to the top of the sport. Like, yeah, don't get me started. Andy H says, Jack Nicklaus, Tiger, and Wayne Gretzky are probably in the conversation. Tiger's body broke down. Jack Nicklaus played in a completely different era.
For me, though, they're not. They're not. Because, again, the physical nature of the game and staying healthy is undeniable. You know, like like you're playing golf and you couldn't stay healthy. With all due respect to Tiger, I love Tiger. I think he's the best golfer of all time. Like, I do. But you're still playing golf. Like, at least with Wayne, you're like, all right, it's the NHL. Like, that's a physical game, you know? And he's one of the greatest, if not the greatest, to ever play. So at least I can humor that. But that's what I'm saying. Like, why do we do this? Why do we need to have some comparison about a sport like soccer that globally is the biggest sport, but is nowhere near as physical as the NFL? Like, let's stop having this like roundabout conversation. Soccer's not nearly as physical as football, as NFL football. Can we just all universally agree that soccer players don't have brain damage on the regular? That soccer players don't play with 15 broken ribs and a torn labrum all season? That soccer players don't regularly, tear knee ligaments? Can we all get down with that and just be okay with that? And again, I don't want comments about how I hate soccer. I don't hate soccer, man. It's just a different game. It shouldn't be in the same breath.
Yeah, and Wayne Gretzky won 4 Stanley Cups and 2 Conn Smythes. So, with all due respect, I just don't think he won as much as Tom did.
Yeah.
Hockey's an interesting comparison. Hockey hurts, man.
Yeah,
I can tell you that.
Yeah, it does.
All right, a couple of more comments on Tommy Renee Roca. Good morning to you. Tom Brady hates his kids. He'll be back. Wow. Okay. Chris Leo says, last year I had no feelings, but this time around I got chills.
Yeah.
Yeah. Teddy says, every time I watch that video. Yeah, here's the video of Tom Brady announcing his retirement this morning on Instagram.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. Like, you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year. So really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me. My family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
Man, if that doesn't move you, your soul is dead.
Yeah,
your soul is
That's
dead.
what I said, dude.
Like, come on.
I'm kind of done with this whole comparison thing. The guy's the greatest athlete that we've ever seen. It just is what it is. And if you disagree, that's fine. That's what we're here to do, I guess. But I don't know. And maybe this is just me, and maybe I'm the a-hole about soccer or any of these other sports. With all due respect to Tiger, dude, you're not National Football League great. Football's not even my number one.
But think about his story. He was a freaking nobody, man.
Yeah.
He was never the best player in high school. He barely played in college.
Yeah.
He was awful at the combine. And then somehow, some way, he turned into the greatest professional athlete in the history of sports.
Yeah.
Good Lord, man. That's unbelievable. That's unbelievable. OG says physicality isn't the only measure of a great sport. Sorry, but you're dying on the wrong hill. It's not the only measure of a great sport. Why?
Why is this hard to understand, dude?
Why? It is not a measure of a great sport. It is a measure of a great athlete. The fact that he plays a very physical sport, Tom Brady, and that he played for 23 years and really had one significant injury of note and 7 Super Bowl championships and 5 Super Bowl MVPs and 3 NFL MVPs. Like, what are we even talking about?
It's not a question. It's not. Let me be very clear. if it wasn't obvious.
Why is there so much hate for Tom Brady? Like, look at Blake Phillips. Blake Phillips, wow, played the video 5 times now. Unreal. Look, well, but how many times should you play it when Tom Brady announces his retirement?
Blake Phillips, who's your favorite athlete? Who's your favorite athlete? Answer the question. Who's your favorite athlete?
I don't understand some of the vitriol for Tom Brady. That you can't look back, no matter if you love or hate him, that you can't look back on Tom Brady's career and be awed by it. It is crazy to me.
Why is it so difficult to understand like what we're talking about, whether it be his legacy and just hating on dude or this physicality conversation with this guy OG? Like, nobody said that physicality is the only measure of a great sport. What you're doing is spinning. What I'm saying is that, hey, man, Messi just won his first World Cup, right? And frankly, he's been chasing that for how long? Tom Brady is at the top of his sport, right? And I can make the case the NFL is a global sport.
He's the gold standard for success. By the way, he's also a quarterback.
Yeah.
He's also a quarterback. Do you know how hard it is to be a quarterback?
Last time I checked on a soccer pitch, Messi wasn't in control of what everybody else was doing. Last time I checked. Right?
Guys, come on.
It's crazy to me.
Come on. Teddy Wayman says you should play that video the entire show. How many times? Hopefully this is the last time Tommy retires. You know, Ron Nolan says, what's your favorite candy bar? You know. Blake, it's Brady like him or not. You got to respect the game. You do.
Yeah.
Especially if you love football, Sean. Exactly right. Exactly right. I agree with that. Maybe the greatest athlete ever, but easily the winningest. Super Spurs 5-time champions.
See, and I'm fine with that. I'm cool with everyone saying, hey, I don't even like Tom Brady, but I respect the guy's career. I respect the achievements. I respect what he's been able to do. I'm fine with that. Right? I don't like Aaron Rodgers. I'll be honest. I'm sick and tired of this cat and mouse game of, I got to take, 6 weeks to figure it out. I'm sick and tired of it. You haven't won. You're not the greatest of your generation. You're just not. Right? But I respect the fact that, hey, he's got some influence and some power right now, so he can do that. I'm
Tom
cool with
Brady.
that. Right? It's Tom Brady. It's LeBron. It's Kobe. It's Michael.
Blake Phillips. Dude, we've been saying the same thing over and over and over and over and over about Tom because he deserves it. He's earned it. He's Tom freaking Brady.
Yeah.
He's Tom Brady.
Yeah.
If we played it 100 times, we probably wouldn't play the video enough.
Yeah.
I mean, it's Tom Brady, people. Are you kidding me? Renee Roca says Messi is absolutely in control of what everyone on the pitch is doing. He's not.
He's not.
What that says, Renee, is that you don't understand what a quarterback does. If you believe that Messi controls the other 10 guys on the field with him, you're wrong. You're completely wrong.
It's not just that he controls the other 10 guys, he controls all 21 guys around him.
I'm just telling you, football and soccer, American football and world soccer, you just shouldn't compare them. It's not a knock on Messi that he doesn't control the other guys on the field with him.
Yeah.
It's not a knock on him. That's the reality of the game. Does he impact the other, what would it be, 21 guys? He does. Does he control them? He doesn't. Tom Brady, quite literally, think about safeties and linebackers. Tom Brady has controlled safeties and linebackers his entire career simply by looking somewhere other than he's going to intend to throw the football. Tom Brady calls protections. Tom Brady tells receivers what patterns to run. Come on now. Tyler P. says MJ definitely above Brady for the greatest athlete, in my opinion.
Okay, and that's fine. I mean,
I'm good with that.
I mean, that's, that conversation I can at least humor because it's Jordan.
I'm just shocked that you're tired of hearing about Tom Brady's career.
Yeah.
The guy, I mean, I don't know that there are not enough words to pay enough respect to Tom Brady for what he's done. I mean, I think it is. Yeah, I don't know. Blake Phillips says, Aaron Rodgers is not even in the same stratosphere as Tom, but I swear we had this same talk about Tom last year. Move on.
Okay, well, you can move on.
What does Aaron Rodgers have to do with this conversation?
Here's my deal on this particular topic, because I see the comments about how, you guys say, you welcome all comments, but then you get heated when, we're having these conversations. I get heated when the comments get a little ridiculous. Like, I get a little frustrated when we can't seem to understand that playing with broken ribs is a little tougher than what you have to face, even in the Premier League. Nobody in the Premier League's playing with broken ribs. Nobody in the Premier League is suffering concussions on a week in and week out basis. They're just not, And again, it's not. Hear me clearly. It's not a knock on the game of soccer.
No,
I loved the World Cup. I loved watching Messi get emotional about winning that World Cup and going through that. The videos of all the Argentinians just going ham in the streets, like that stuff you don't see almost ever. That was a great sporting moment, and that is one I remember for a long time. But it's not Tom Brady, man. Tom Brady is in that group of guys that deserves to be talked about, with all due respect to Blake.
Yeah.
He deserves it.
Yeah, I agree. Garrett Mears says, we could talk about Tom Brady all week and couldn't talk about him enough. I agree.
Yeah.
Teddy Wayman says, dude, I'm going to be watching videos of Tom for at least the next 2 weeks. Yeah. It hurts to say it, Adam Terry Hawker says, but Tom Brady greater than Uncle Rico. I don't know. Rico was able to throw the ball over the mountains, man. Like, he had a can. He had a better arm than Tommy.
Better send those refunds.
He had a better arm than Tommy. All right, one more time going out here. We'll come back to Tom Brady at 8:30, but here is Tom Brady this morning. I feel like shocking the sports world. I don't know how many people saw it coming, but here's Tom Brady announcing his retirement.
Good morning, guys. I'll get to the point right away. I'm retiring for good. I know the process was a pretty big deal last time, so when I woke up this morning, I figured I'd just press record and let you guys know first. So I won't be long-winded. Like, you only get one super emotional retirement essay, and I used mine up last year, so really thank you guys so much, to every single one of you, for supporting me, my family, my friends, my teammates, my competitors. I could go on forever. There's too many. Thank you guys for allowing me to live my absolute dream. I wouldn't change a thing. Love you all.
There you go. Tom Brady has retired this morning. And, real quick, and Jake and I debate this all the time, because I'm the guy who will sit at home because Chelsea's on. And it drives Jake crazy.
Yeah.
I am a soccer guy. But I hate talking soccer with soccer guys, because it's stuff like this morning where you're just always soccer. If you talk soccer and soccer's not the greatest thing and the beautiful game, it's not. It's not in this country, not in the United States. If we were in London this morning, we would be talking about Enzo, and we'd be talking Chelsea Football Club, and we'd be talking about, Jorginho getting screwed going to Arsenal, you punk ass little.
That's what you get for going to Arsenal.
Yeah. We'd be talking about all kinds of things. But just because we're not talking about soccer doesn't mean that we don't respect the game, or you don't know the game, or that drives me crazy about soccer guy. Because I actually love the game. I've been to London. I've been to Liverpool. I've been to the Premier League. I love it. I hate this part of soccer. I hate it. I just can't stand that. As an example, RSL goes and practices with the Jazz the other day. And the fawning of the media was unbelievable. Falling all over themselves. I think to kiss Ryan Smith's ass, really. But MLS is just not. MLS in this market, dare I say, is fourth. And I think I could make an argument the NFL is a bigger deal in this town than MLS is, than Real is.
Yeah.
That's the simple facts of it, right? By the way, when are you going to sign a player? When are you going to... U.S. men's national team is a bigger deal than MLS in this town. It just is what it is. And maybe if Real wins, maybe I'll change my mind. But they don't, and they haven't, and they're not. And they won't based on the offseason they've had.
But everyone spends their entire show talking about Real. We get it.
Yeah. Lopez fan Gabe said nobody saw this TB12 retirement coming except anyone who watched his game fall off a cliff this season. Well, if falling off a cliff is 25-9, I would happily jump off that cliff.
Yeah, thanks.
I think it is surprising he retired. I don't know, and maybe Lopez fan Gabe, maybe you're right. I think that Tom Brady retiring. I'm surprised. I thought he'd keep playing. I think that
I'm telling you, the divorce thing is why everyone's surprised. Because the divorce happened and everyone's like, oh, this guy's got 3 years left. For sure. 3 years for sure. He's got to move on from that first.
Yeah. But this is, by the way, comparing Aaron Rodgers. Here's how you compare to Aaron Rodgers. Aaron Rodgers is going to hold Green Bay hostage all summer long.
Yeah.
All summer long.
Yeah.
All summer long. Andy H says Real.
Yeah.
It is Real Salt Lake, right? I could be wrong, I guess. I don't know. Tanner says, my thought exactly, RSL has signed a player, but he's not a big-time player. This offseason has been crap. I love them, but yes, they are fourth in the state. I would agree with that. Why haven't you signed a single player of note? Like, I have nothing. You've done nothing. San Diego State says, you asked, Monty, why the hate? I've been past this since ring number 5, but some folks remember Vinatieri making long, massive field goals to solidify 2 of those rings. Jim Kelly wishes he had that kind of shade. Well, Tom Brady put Adam Vinatieri in those positions.
Like,